Just some advice on how to water your citrus. At the nursery, I would always tell people how to water citrus. They're always asking, and as far as other states, I'm sure it's a lot different. But I would literally set the water hose to a small drip like this, maybe even less, and just literally come to my mom's house, turn the hose on like this, maybe a little bit less. I think I'm gonna knock it down just a tad bit, but if you're in the ballpark or something like this, just set it down right here, and I will literally leave that there for like 6 hours. And in the summertime, I might do that once a week, maybe once every 10 days, and that's like full-blown summer. Around now, which right now we're in November 30th or 31st, I will do this every 2 weeks or so. Might even stretch it out, but literally you leave it to a very, very, very small setting. This might even be too much, but just to get a glimpse on that drip, just barely, 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 and I would leave that on for 6 hours. I know I'm repeating myself, but and why am I saying that? Because as you could see, our soil is not the most absorbing. Just like a dry sponge, when the sponge is super, super dry, the water just runs off. But when the sponge is like semi-moist, it absorbs water better. That's kind of our soil. Our soil is so dry and so compact that when the water gets on it, it just runs right off. So you put the slow drip on so it can seep down into the ground and not really just do a whole pool before it even enters the soil. See, pretty good. Keep it at a low setting. And another fun fact is, when a tree is full grown, you don't want to put the hose really, really close to the trunk, because the feeder roots are pretty much way out here. The feeder roots are always under the tree line of where the edge of the tree goes. So the edge of the tree is right here. So the feeder roots are right there, not by the trunk. So what do I mean on this side? The tree grows all the way out to here. So the feeder roots are going to be right there. So that's where I'm going to want the water, or a majority of the water, to kind of be, because that's where the tree is going to soak up the water. If I continue to water only right here, one is that not so good. You don't want the trunk to get waterbogged. That's not the main point. The main point is the roots will no longer have a reason to grow out and stretch. So you're going to probably get some root bound going. If it's not root bound going, the tree might not be able to grow to the best of its ability. Think of like a kid, and if the kid gets all the bestest food, everything they want at home, why do they need to get a job? Why do they need to go and do anything? Because they have everything at home. So if all the water and all the nutrients are super close to the trunk, there's no reason for the roots to just go out and find all those nutrients in soil and water. Either way they will, but if you keep motivating the water to stay in this area, it's just not really going to go out and look for it. And like back to what I just said, the feeder roots are always at the edge of the roots. So as the tree grows, the feeder roots are just always at the edge of the tree. So if you get a citrus tree or any tree and it's like 1 or 2 years old, you're probably going to start off watering here. Then after 6 months to a year, maybe move out here. But my mom, I put this tree in about 5 years ago, and so I'm moving it back out here. Trunk's over there. And also, I'm watering the grapes in. So I'm probably going to leave these on for 8 hours, going to go do some stuff, come back and turn off the water. That's because I like to self-water everything, so that's how I do it. If you're going to do a drip, act accordingly. Right now, irrigation is not the top of my skill list, which I'm working on it. But if you're self-watering everything and you want to get your hands dirty, that is one of the best ways to do it. There's multiple ways to skin a cat. That's one of them. All right, over and out, garden folk.